Okay, so this is a low angle shot. This is actually a poor child who is a beggar and I believe a homeless orphan. By taking a low angle shot of someone, you sort of strip them of power. In this case, the photographer wants you to know that the child is helpless and powerless. And it's a really good contrast because we see the child, we're looking down on the child. It's not necessarily, we're not looking down on them as in we think that they are worse than us. It's a way of showing, a lack of power or a lack of respect given to this person. It doesn't mean necessarily a lack of respect from the photographer, but it's more referring to their place in the scene and in the world that the photograph takes place. And you see the feet of businessmen in nice clothing walking past them, which is a good addition. And again, this is sort of matching the situation to the angle. This is a way of using the angle of the photograph to accentuate, to explain the situation of the subject. And then one more angle, eye level. Okay. In this photograph, I actually read an interview with the photographer. He says that he wanted to show the people, so that in the Soviet Union there was a lot of either dramatic photographs of the workers, from either very low angle shots of the workers, all marching off to work that made them seem very iconic and this powerful structured workforce, or there would be these giant sweeping low angle shots of all the workers working and that made them seem pathetic or like slaves. And he said that no one was treating them like people. He was treating them like objects. They were treating them like symbols rather than, and not paying attention to the fact that these people had lives and that these people, were real and lived. So he comes to the school. If you'll notice, the camera must be only 3 or 4 feet off the ground. He chooses to place it directly in the eye line of the people. So eye level means quite literally the camera is completely level with the eyes of the subject. So if someone's taller than you, you're going to have a hard time shooting an eye level photograph. If someone's shorter than you, you're going to have to get down a little bit. What an eye level photograph can do is, in this case, it can justify people, it can humanize people. An eye level photograph in many ways symbolizes equality with the photographer. There's a very conscious, there's a great awareness of the photographer, of the presence of the photographer with an eye level photograph, especially because the person is often looking directly into the camera. And it shows, if you shoot a photograph at exactly eye level, it shows that there's a communication between the photographer and the subject, and it shows that the photographer is neither revering, putting the subject, respecting them more than themselves, and they're not looking down upon them or pitying them. It's trying to place themselves on an equal level as a human being. There's a movie that's famous for this called Housing Problems. It's a very early documentary, and it's one of the first movies to shoot people in their own homes and sort of justify them very simply. It was about in the UK and Ireland in the earlier 20th century when there were problems housing the poor workforce. And what they did is every shot of the movie is a still shot, and they would have the person sit down in their own home, and they would place the camera, and then they would make sure on the tripod that it was exactly at eye level with the person, and it would be a wide shot or a long shot of the person within their own room. And that's actually, the movie actually made that use of the eye level shot very popular. Obviously people have been using eye level before then, but that movie actually sort of encouraged that usage of it. In case you're here.